Recently, a Connecticut State Trooper by the name of Aaron Pelletier tragically lost his life in the line of duty, protecting his community. He was killed in a hit-and-run accident. Very tragic. He was only 34 years of age. So my condolences go out to his family, to the Connecticut State Police, and to the community as a whole. But what also troubles me, in addition to the loss of life of such a young state trooper, is the fact that the town of Wethersfield, Connecticut, I'm not quite sure if he is originally from there or was living there at the time of his death, has refused to fly this flag, the thin blue line flag, in honor of his memory. This totally astounds me, ladies and gentlemen. I just don't understand the rationale behind it. Now, the reason that they're giving is the fact that this flag, the thin blue line flag, apparently is racist or divisive to some members of the community. Who these members are, they didn't identify them. They provided no empirical data to suggest that this flag is racist or divisive to the community. They're just following the apparently propaganda that's been pushed out over the last few years that the police are racist and are going around committing acts of violence in the community just for the sake of doing it. This whole anti-police narrative has just been absolutely devastating to our country, and you can see the results of that with crime being increased all over in our major cities. The police department's having difficulty with recruiting people, officers deciding to retire. And then police, basically pulling back because of this anti-police narrative. And obviously, you can see the tragic results of that in our community. But getting back to the Wethersfield Town Council, now, to be fair, not all of them voted to not fly the flag, but enough of them to create a majority that this flag will not be flown as it stands right now in honor of Trooper Pelletier. Now, they've chosen to fly the LGBTQ flag, which I have no problem with, but the fact that they won't do this is unbelievable. Now, I've spent 30 years in law enforcement, and I can tell you what this flag stands for. I spent 8 years as a police officer, over 20 years as a Secret Service agent, and I proudly fly this flag in honor of those who have fallen and given their lives in protection for their communities. In addition, I also fly this flag in honor of those who are out there every day today, continuing to protect our communities and putting their lives on the line. That's what this flag represents. I'm not quite sure where this propaganda started, this damaging propaganda that this flag represents racism, and it was created for that purpose. I don't understand where that came from, and I've not gotten to the origin of that, but unfortunately, that type of information is so damaging. And I think if you want to really further the divide between the community and the police, this is exactly how you do it, by refusing to fly this flag in honor of a trooper who gave his life for his community. Now, again, in fairness to the town council, as I mentioned, not all of them voted for that. I hope that they would reconsider this, because this type of damaging propaganda, as I've mentioned, is really a problem for our communities, and has been for the last several years with this anti-police narrative, which has been pushed out by certain segments of the media and has resulted in just a catastrophic situation for many of our cities in terms of crime rates being increased, and the police pulling back because of this anti-police narrative, which I don't blame them. They're putting their lives on the line for communities that often don't back them. And it started way back when with the defund the police and getting rid of jails and no bail laws and all of this rhetoric that has really created a problem within our community. But I felt I really had to say something, because I read the New York Post today, and they had an article about this, and it just really it just angered me that they could be so insensitive and willing to adopt the propaganda of a few people that might have a problem with this flag, so therefore we're just not going to do it. That's insane. That's just following this agenda that has been really putting our communities in danger. So I certainly hope that they reconsider this and come to their senses and start backing the police, because they are the only thing that protects us from absolute chaos, is that thin blue line. And that's what that flag represents. And I will proudly continue to fly this flag in support of our law enforcement officers and the other first responders out there, our firefighters and ambulances and dispatchers and all those people who are out there trying to keep us safe. So hopefully they'll reconsider. We'll find out. I'm Steve Montero, former Secret Service agent, military veteran, and author. Thanks for listening in. I do appreciate that. If you enjoyed this segment and other segments I produced, make sure you hit the like button and also the subscribe button as well. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, stay safe.